What's up? Hey, man, it's Coach New. Just coming back for episode number 2 of My Ass Backwards World. Thank you for joining me and for all those that are tuning in. In episode 1, you guys know I kind of unveiled the 4 types of humans that I've seen. And then I told you that I was going to show you how in each different topic, the 4 humans exist. And it's crazy, in the last week, we've had this pandemic of the coronavirus and all these other things that are going on. And it's really strengthened my faith in this spiritual awakening that I'm having, and knowing that I'm actually on the right path. So I'm going to keep sharing my message. I hope you guys continue to tune in and chime in and kind of share your thoughts on what I'm saying, because it's definitely something that no one else is talking about right now that I've heard of. So last week we discussed racism. This week it's going to be a little bit funnier, but I used to work collections. And in the collection game, I'm not going to tell where I worked, but it's really the same across the board. In the collection game, you dial out to get people to pay, right? So you got everybody in the call center dialing out, trying to get money and get people to pay. Well, while you're dialing out, when you are able to get somebody to say, hey, I'll pay you X dollars amount on this date, this is considered a promise. So then you can put a code on it that says, okay, this is mine. I'm about to set up this payment, blah, 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 blah. They might need to call back. They might be able to do it on the spot. They might make the payment right out, right? So then you have people that are actually calling in from the messages, from the letters, from whatever judgments may be filed, that actually want or need to pay because they care about their credit. So clearly, it's going to be a lot easier to collect money on these people that are calling in, right? So this is like the black gold. This is where the money's at. So there's a little ticker on your screen that shows when people are holding on inbound calls or calling. It might be like 1, 2, 3, letting you know how many people are in line waiting to talk to you. And again, it's a much higher payment rate if I'm already calling back to talk to you, right? So what Sector 1, the evil people figured out, is like, oh, I'm on the phone. Somebody's calling in. They're probably calling to pay, especially during tax time. It's like ruthless. I'm going to hang up the phone as quick as possible and hit the button to get that inbound call, right? So, because it goes to the next available recipient. So that guy starts making more money because he's just hanging up on people and getting inbound calls. Well, the person sitting next to him starts to figure out what's going on. So they're like, I'm not about to just keep working my butt off. I'm going to go ahead and just start hanging up too and picking up these inbound calls. And as this starts to slowly spread, it's like a wild, wild west race for who can hang up the fastest and get this inbound call so we can get this payment, so I can look good for the company, so my bonuses go up, so I make more money. That's the whole game, right? So you got the Sector 1 cats who they figured out how to manipulate the system to benefit themselves. Cool. Now you got the Sector 2, which is a lot of your managers and then some of the workers. They know what's going on, but managers also bonus because they have a team of people, and the better your team does, the better your bonus is. So I'm not really going to out the heavy hitters on my team as long as they're doing it discreetly enough that it doesn't cause me any problems, right? So you got those cats in Sector number 2 that know exactly what's going on, but we're all going to just try and get this money and play this game, and whoever wins, wins, right? Cool. Then you got your Sector 3 cats who are there just showing up and they're happy-go-lucky and they're like jolly and they're like, oh, I didn't even know anybody was in here stealing calls and doing any of this, right? Now, the main thing that you guys got to understand is that when I'm talking to you on the phone and I'm trying to get you to pay your bill, right? I hang up on you. You're like, oh, phone disconnected. Let me call back. You get somebody else, another inbound call, they hang up on you. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So you might call back again. Like, hey, man, the phone disconnected twice. You all having an issue, blah, blah, blah. Well, the Sector 3 cat's like, no, I'm sorry, let me help you. And they're doing their thing, blah, blah, blah. And then a couple other people are getting hung up on during this process. So this is like spreading through the thing. So now you get all types of complaint calls coming back in of customers and people that are upset because they've now realized that people are just hanging up on them. They're like, what's going on? So now the people are still taking payments and getting money while the other good people are dealing with all these complaint calls. So they're making less and less money, right? When it comes to the end of the month, you have bonuses, you have contests, there are prizes that are given away. You have all these different accolades, promotions that are given based on the fact that these people have been manipulating the system and getting away with it. And I'm like, okay, how does this work, right? So let's get to the Sector 4 people in collections, which was me, Boo the Fool. So I see all this going on, and I'm like, I'm actually like one of the really good collectors. And I'm getting money, and I'm trying to do it the right way. And I'm seeing people are promising accounts that they've talked to, and then they're hanging up and getting the inbound call, so now they're double dipping, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go to management, and I'm going to be like, yo, this is what's happening. This is what I see, blah, 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 blah. Yo, I wasn't aware back then that I was now the whistleblower, and I was the snitch, and I was the problem in the company. What? I was like blown away. And at first, I was like, maybe it's just like this company. And then I started actually listening to other people's stories and paying attention. I was like, there's all different sectors of people. And I thought when I went to management and I was like, yo, this is why so-and-so is getting number one and blah, 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 blah. You're getting ready to fire this lady because she's actually trying to do what you tell her that we're supposed to do legally and be able to do it the right way. And it was like, man, the response that I got back was like, we need to get him out of here. Like, what? So this doesn't just happen with racism. This doesn't just happen with collections. It's funny when you look at what's happening in the NBA right now, because I talked to my boy about this a couple months ago before this even happened, and to see it actually come to fruition, it's funny. So, stay tuned for episode number 3. But what you guys need to understand is the scariness of these 4 sectors and why these 4 sectors are important. There is a war between good and evil. Sector number 1, we've already explained, is the evil. They're the people that are hurting people, manipulating. They want to acquire funds and whatever power that they get in this realm, and they don't care who they hurt. Across the board in different topics. Sector 2 are the people who know what's going on, but they're unable to stop it because of what's beneficial to them. Sector 3, they don't know what's going Sector 4 are the people who are fighting to stop what's going on. What sector are you going to be in? Hey, thank you guys for tuning in again to another episode of my Ass Backwards World. I appreciate you guys. Feel free to give your comments and feedback and just link back with us. We'll have all the information, social media information where you can reach me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, also my YouTube. And I just appreciate you guys listening in. Spread the links, because we're talking about something different, and I think it's very beneficial. And just, feel free to give your feedback. All right, thank you. Go out there and be caring and kind.